Hello from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. My name is Ana, and I'm a co-worker of Bianca and Manuela. And they will present you the case Rio de Janeiro, wonderful city, gets smarter, but for whom? It's a pleasure and an honor to us to be here with you. And want to share that our country, and especially the city of Rio de Janeiro, are spaces of great contrasts and inequalities, huge natural beauty and great social biases. Brazilian sociologist Darcy Ribeiro described it as metaphorically as a country formed by many different islands. This is the main point of our dilemma, especially in the public administration sector. It can be very challenging to work to build the bridge among those distant islands, and choices by investment areas can become very tricky. So I will invite Manuela to talk more about our case.
Hello, everyone. So I will start by talking a little bit about Gabriel, which is our main character. At his desk, Gabriel is looking through the window. He's a 45 years old man, a genuine carioca, in other words, typical of Rio. And on one side, he observes crowded houses and the green from the Providência Hills, Brazil's first favela. And on the other side, his eyes follow Presidente Vargas Avenue, one of the main throughways in the city of Rio de Janeiro. Gabriel could also see the central clock from Brazil, which was not functioning due to lack of maintenance. What a shame, Gabriel thought. Meanwhile, Gabriel cannot silence his thoughts, as the meeting he had with a councilwoman named Teresa that morning gave him much to talk about. So Gabriel is the current urban planning secretary in Rio de Janeiro, and he is passionate about its job. In his mind, it is all about innovation. He dreamed of making Rio de Janeiro one of the most prominent smart cities in the world, and this passion guided him while heading the Reviver project, Reviver Centro project. He was hired to change Rio's downtown that was empty after the COVID-19 pandemic. And in his mind, all his experience in tech companies made him the right man to make Rio smarter. So a brief review of Rio de Janeiro city center. After the COVID-19, the city center is living through one of the worst phases: empty buildings, homeless people, destroy historical heritage, etc. However, the history of Rio City Center is full of challenges and paradoxes even before the pandemic, with numerous projects since the early 1900s promising to revive the region. In the first half of the 20th century, significant urban reforms started in Rio, inspired by Paris, with Grand Avenue surrounded by impressive public buildings. However, during this period, cortiços, which were airless dwellings where poor people lived, were demolished, and few alternatives were given to people that lost their homes. The solution was to move to the city's main hills located in the city center, giving rise to the favelas. Morro da Providência, as I already said, located in the central region, was the first favela in Brazil. One of the newest initiatives was launched in 2009 because of the Olympic Games in Rio, named Porto Maravilha, in English, Wonderful Port. However, none of those urbanization reforms and projects have focused on the marginalized populations of the region. Now, the newest project, Reviver Centro, aims to revitalize Rio de Janeiro city center, giving it a residential vocation. The goal is to attract new residents to the region and combat the emptiness accelerated by the pandemic. Now let's talk about the meeting. So it was time to Gabriel to meet Teresa, a Black woman representing the main opposition to the project in the city council. Teresa was an architect and urbanist, an activist for urban struggles, who had previously worked in urbanization and popular housing projects. He knew she would have objections towards the program, but her support was indispensable for the project to be approved, as she had a great influence in the city house. So Gabrielle presented the project as well as Rio's digital initiatives to help citizens and the reason why Rio is considered one of the smartest cities in the world. He very proudly showed Rio Operation Center, a partnership with IBM, and Teresa listened very patiently and carefully, although sometimes she could not hide her unpleasantness. She begins by saying that in her opinion, smart city is just a beautiful discourse. And in the end of the day, those initiatives keep power in the hands of the already powerful. She clearly states that she does not believe the solution for Rio is Reviver Centro. And Gabriel and the entire team were silent for a few seconds. Teresa's most significant criticisms towards Reviver Centro is that the project is biased toward promoting real estate capital, which, as well as previous urban transformation initiatives, is not inclusive of the most precarious income brackets. In addition, she highlights the lack of concrete initiatives or plans for social housing, which is an old claim of social movements. She exemplifies this issue by stating that Providencia Hills lacks a proper water supply and basic sanitation. Yet, the biggest aquarium in Latin America was launched in 2016 as part of the Porto Maravilha redevelopment project. And she concludes the meeting by saying, we should avoid losing another opportunity to show that reviving Rio can be more than just a big urban operation to generate stratospheric profits for contractors and real estate companies, and actually does care about its citizens. In conclusion, this teaching case portrays a dilemma faced by Gabriel, a secretary of Rio de Janeiro City Hall, who has just started his career as a public manager after a long experience in the private sector. However, he realizes that smart city discourses he always encouraged and wanted to implement in his project regarding Rio City Center overlooked the basic needs of marginalized population who lived in the area. Moreover, the stakeholders have very different expectations for the project. Now I'll give the words to Bianca.
So we end the case is our story asking what should Gabriel do? And our objective with the case and with this question, the dilemma we propose, is to critically address the use of digital technologies to attain socioeconomic development and help the marginalized population, for instance, through smart city initiatives. So we fostered critiques and discussions about innovation and ICT in the public sector and how they can help to deal with inequality that we face in so many cities, such as Rio de Janeiro. So we celebrate this critical approach so that students can reflect on the tensions between the hegemonic view in business and administration courses and a more critical view of the same matter. Through our teaching notes, we proposed different applications for this case in courses such as in undergraduate programs, also graduate and MBAs and executive programs. And we offer different proposals for application of the case. We foster active teaching methods such as role-playing, and also how we can apply this case in hybrid and remote courses. So we thank you so much. We are so happy to be here. Muito obrigada. And feel free to contact us and ask more questions and suggestions about this wonderful case. We'll be happy to talk about Rio, to talk about our case and about what we have been working on. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye from Brazil.
Bye-bye.